The expert said US in a tight squeeze as water demands soar. US in a tight squeeze water demands soar. Comprehensive analysis. Executive summary. The United States faces an water crisis as demand for water is expected to increase while supply growing population and climate change from 1900 to according to UN experts. The Colorado River system, which is a key water source for Colorado and 6 other states, 30 tribes and 40 million people, faces particularly challenges with overall land. This is 50 critical questions about the US water crisis. How serve is the current US water short situation? What percentage of US water demand comes from west? What role does population growth play in nation? Which sector consume the most water in the valley? What emergency water conservation measures of region? How are water rights dispute between states being resolved legally? What impact does the Colorado River crisis consumers? How do interstate water comparison? What security? How do extreme weather events like and droughts complicate water management? What role does supply? How are industrial facilities reducing their water consumption? What emergency protocols exist for service? How are urban planners challenges? How are schools or institutions educating consumption? What backup water sources are being developed? What infrastructure investment for salt water installation issues? What legal agencies? How do water intensive industries like poor water quality issuing compounding availability challenges? What seasonal variation affect water supply balancing? How do economic incentives promote investment in water state? What long-term planning strategies addresses project quality? What contingency plans exist if current conservation efforts? Key visual representation images suggested visualization that understanding interactive map US state and industrial flow diagram water allocation hierarchy do 5 heat map regional water availability per states bar chart water conservation achievements by water consumption by major categories. If we will do analysis for the US water tiger squeeze water demand soar here are the key findings. Current situation, the demand for water is expected to increase while supplying decreases due to we are facing on unprecedented water. Colorado River crisis. The situation is particularly climate change and rising demand, offering 40 million people. Nevada and Mexico will again live with less rangers in the west. Current conditions, combined storage in Lake Powell and Lake Mead is down 69 to D2, D1 to D2 are present throughout the region. The analysis I have created includes 50 critical questions covering all aspects of the water representation in graphics, map, charts, technical terms, and 25 strategy hashtag for social media engagement. This crisis represents one of the most pressing infrastructure and environmental challenges facing the United States today, requiring immediately coordinated action across local levels. Analysis keywords, 25 primary terms, water scale management strategies for handling high periods. Colorado River, the critical western US water source under stress. Agriculture, irrigation, largest consumer of US water resources. Climate change, precipitation patterns, population growth, increasing demand, pressure on finite resources, levels, critical indicators of water system health, water rights, legal frameworks governing allocation priorities, conservation measures, policies and programs reducing consumption, groundwater depletion impacts, agreements managing shared water resource, water recycle, wastewater, desalination, process consumption, ecosystem impact, environmental consequences of water diversification, infrastructures upgrade, modernized distribution and storage, pricing strategies, economic tools encouraging conservation storage, urban planning, incorporating water limits into development decision, agricultural adaptation, farming practices, reduced water intensity, federal oversight, national coordination, indigenous communities, legal claims to water, creation, fluctuating availability throughout the year, projection, long-term forecast for water supply and demand. Please like, subscribe and comment. Thank you, friend.